Likely a useless video because I don't really know what I'm talking about and I'm still trying to figure this out, but I want to share with you the very little knowledge that I have. So there are support gems and skill gems. As far as I know, that's all I've come across so far. And there's always a Roman numero at the bottom because that's the level of the gem. So if I were to go to this level 1 skill gem, for example, and I click on Engrave Skill Gem, it's going to bring up the skill tree, and it's going to be tied to your main weapon. So I'm a warrior. Arguably, the main weapon is going to be mace, whether it's one-hander or a two-hander. But in theory, if I wanted to, I could go ahead and equip a bow on my warrior and start shooting poisonous burst arrows. There's technically nothing stopping me from doing that. Whether or not you want to do that, that's another story for another day for the theory crafters that do builds. So let's just stick to the basics. If I highlight over Bone Shatter and Rolling Slam, you will notice that there's a warning that I've already have this skill and that it's equipped. I could go to Earthquake and then I would get the level 1 Earthquake. If I go down and figure I'll just wait till later, well, wait, I need to be 6. I'm only 5. I've got the strength. Well, I'm short by 1. And then it says I need a level 3 uncut skill to even go down below. So it's not like I can just save it for later. Unless, again, I wanted to go to bows, for example, and unlock one of the level 1 skills that are here. Now, if I back out and I go to this level 2 uncut skill gem, this one can be used to either augment a lower level gem or just bring one that you don't have yet, like Earthquake. In my example, I don't have Earthquake yet. I could immediately make that one a level 2. Now, notice when I go over Bone Shatter or Rolling Slam, I don't get a warning that I already have this equipped. I do, but there's also a little plus Celtic cross, Iron Cross looking thing at the bottom right, and that would bring it to level 2. You could see on the far, my camera's reversed. On the far left, the mana cost will go up by 1, the attack damage will go up 10%, and it'll require level 1 to 3. It'll require 0 to now 9 strength. So now you're able to see that. And it'll even tell you things like... while dual wielding, both weapons will hit with 30% less damage naturally, right? So that is essentially that. Now when we go to a support gem, which is the first time I've seen this, and I click on it, all of a sudden, whoa, what's going on? If I pay attention to the very top, we can toggle again to the different weapons, as I've mentioned. So in this case, I've got 2 mace strikes, and this might be confusing to you at first. Well, this one, you could see one hand. That's for your one-handed mace attack, and I also have a 2-handed mace, and you could see that he's holding it with 2 hands. So this one here, from what I am gathering, is that on my basic melee strike, I would infuse it with fire. And it says right there, supported attacks gain 25% of damage as extra fire damage. Supported attacks will now deal 50% less cold and lightning damage as a result. I could also add it to an actual skill. So remember how I already have the Bone Shatter and the Rolling Slam at level 1? So if I wanted to, I can actually pick whatever skill I want. Let's see, say the Bone Shatter. And I could actually choose with this gem to add concentrated effect. So now it's going to support an area of effect that is smaller, but the damage in that area is going to be higher. And it tells you right there, it deals 40% more area damage, but 50% less area of effect. That it'll support that. Maybe we want to do impact shockwave. It'll send and create an aftershock when they heavy stun an enemy, dealing the same damage to enemies within 1.4 meters. You can execute, right? So you can do that. And again, you can also go to your strength gem, maybe on double barrel. Support skills have 30%. Again, I don't know much about this because this is like, seems a little bit more in depth, but you could see that if you have strength gems, dexterity gems, intelligence gems, is just to show you that that's how that works. So again, those support gems, you can add them. And that is, I think, don't quote me on this, how, for example, like my 2-handed mace that I got from a drop, for instance, this one has causes 45% increased stun, okay? And it also adds 1 to 10 lightning damage, 6% increased. If I had a weapon that didn't do fire damage, this one does fire damage, you're basically adding that skill to the regular weapon itself, and that's why when you do the regular swings, you would get that. But again, you can add them to... again, it's in the description. It's a support gem. It'll support you in whatever you want, whether it's for your weapon or your skills or your gems, okay? And that is a bit longer of a video than I wanted. It's not a thorough explanation, but I hope that it starts to at least kind of have you have a eureka moment where you're like, oh, okay, that makes a little bit more sense now. Because I was a bit confused, and I've been reading some of the guides online, and quite frankly, I don't always learn well by reading. I sometimes just learn better by trying things out myself. Hopefully it was this useful. Thumbs up if you did like the video. It does greatly help support the channel with that algorithm again and trying to make me more relevant in the search results when people look shit up online. If you didn't like it, thumbs down, and I'll bend it in half, twist it, and I'll break off that big two-handed mace there right off in your ass. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, I mean, naturally that would be great. If not, whatever. No big deal. Where you get these, it seems to be quite just random. I think maybe you can farm them. I don't know if there's a way to force yourself to get them. I've just been kind of getting them as I'm killing shit. But yeah, take care, and if I'm lucky, maybe I'll see some of you in the next one. Bye for now.